Now to our other top story at 4 o'clock in the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. Tensions rising in the capital city surrounding the conflict between Israel and Hamas. Today, hundreds of protesters surrounded the Textron headquarters in Providence, calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. ABC 6 News reporter Caitlin Gillhouse has been on the scene all day long. She joins us now live. Caitlin, what can you tell us?
Well, Tiffany, I'm here outside of the Textron headquarters, and the protest, 4 hours long, spanning from 12 to 4 today, has just ended. The streets are now open. I'm here on Westminster Street. Police are starting to leave. That's kind of the scene we're seeing here. This comes after calls for a ceasefire, as well as the United States to stop supporting Israel in the war. Now today, hundreds of protesters showed up outside of the Textron headquarters in Providence, chanting for nearly 4 hours, protesting with signs and flags. Textron is the defense technologies company through the U.S. Department of Defense that is aiding Israel in their war against Hamas. Police outside of the building hours before the planned protest began. The building wrapped to avoid vandalism ahead of time. Just last week, 2 Rhode Island School of Design students allegedly vandalized the outside of the Textron building, writing "Free Gaza" and "Kills Kids." Today, messages from protesters coming from both sides of the war.
Public consensus is, free Palestine is what's happening. Apartheid is not okay. Genocide is not okay. And it's the role of us as Americans here in this country who is aiding Israel, right, and giving them a green light in this genocide to tell them no.
Because of what's been going on here and the hatred that has been espoused, amazingly, in the local community against Jews has been very disconcerting.
Now, Textron did share a statement with us saying in part, quote, "Textron respects the right of people to engage in peaceful and lawful protest. We take pride in supporting the U.S. military and our U.S. allies with our technologies and products, following all laws and regulations related to foreign military sales." Stick with ABC 6 News both on air and online for the latest developments of these ongoing tensions right here in Providence with what's going on over in the Middle East. For now, live in Providence, Caitlin Gillhouse, ABC 6 News.
Thanks, Caitlin. Now, this protest is happening less than 24 hours after 20 Brown University students were arrested after an hours-long sit-in protest where they demanded the same thing, a ceasefire. Now, that sit-in started around noon yesterday as several students, many who were Jewish, tried to get the attention of university leaders, asking them to divest from companies that they say profit from ongoing violence in Gaza. Now, according to university officials, the protest remained peaceful throughout the day, but when the university building closed on Wednesday night, students were given 2 options: leave or be arrested for trespassing. Meantime, in the Middle East, Israel agreeing to daily pauses in the fighting, which the Biden administration calls a step in the right direction to help civilians reach safer areas. An IDF spokesperson says this is a pause and not a ceasefire, saying fighting will continue. The White House says Israel will allow 4-hour daily pauses in Gaza. The IDF says if Hamas takes advantage of this, Israel will take action. The United Nations reporting that roughly 72,000 people headed south through a corridor opened by the Israeli military. Some Palestinians are now in Egypt.
Last night, it was the first night that I felt sleep, my children too. So for us, for the first time that we feel somehow safe.
A source close to the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, tells ABC News that Israel is considering a plan by Egypt and Qatar for a humanitarian pause in exchange for some hostages.